And then using children as a weapon, I think this goes back to the earlier issue that I mentioned. We use our children as a weapon. So because you have separated, now you don't allow maybe the husband or the father of the children to see them, and then the children are hurting because they are longing to meet their father. I don't know what problems might be in there, but in one way or the other, if the father is still sane and he's the father of those children, you need somehow to put your differences aside and every now and then allow these children to relate with their father. Likewise, the other side, if it is the father and the lady and all that, they miss that parental love. Naye gwobakutte and you're putting them in the middle of your issues. That is where the issue is, and therefore the girls or the students grow up when they have issues that are bothering them, heavy issues, and developing mindsets that are difficult to overcome because of what the parents have taken them through. Substance abuse with your child. This I won't go so much into detail because I know Bill is going to talk about it. But I know a child who told me that talk was about drug and substance abuse. And then this child stood up and told me, "You're telling us about alcohol and all that. But do you know that my father has taken me to a bar because he wants me to see how I handle my alcohol?" That is what she told me. Now we are here busy saying, "Banange, do this, keep away from that." But you, the parents, visitation, you come in with your alcohol and you give to the children. At home, alcohol is okay. So, substance abuse, and you know that it starts small, but Bill will talk about that. As parents, look around. Look around, study your child, know their strengths, know their weaknesses, and know where to help and where to support. Of course, we are not going to support each and everything they want, no. But we need to look around and use the strengths and weaknesses to see that we come to a win-win situation. So let's take note of that. And then, of course, exposure to social media. You're busy telling them this and that. Social media is busy raising them and telling them what is right. So we need to learn to control the phones. You're not going to say, "I'm not going to give my child a phone there was a time in COVID 2020, 2021 that children were studying using phones. So if you say, "I won't give my child a phone," in one way or the other, these days there are so many online lessons. Online lessons are everywhere. Some of these children join those holiday online camps and study from there. So in a way, when you say, "I'm not going to give my child a phone," where are you, my dear? I'm not saying that you give your child a phone. I'm not saying that. Please get me right. But look at your child, come to a compromise and see, is this the right age for this person to own a phone? And when they do have the phone, how are we going to use this phone? And from the beginning, when you give the phone, make sure that you have ground rules. I know a friend of mine who's a A-level child uses the phone after midday in the holidays. She has done all the housework necessary. She has done at least 2 hours of revision, and then after midday she can have the phone, and by 4 the phone should be by mommy's table somewhere, and she monitors. So all those things we need to monitor in order to come to a win-win situation. And then lastly, raise your child if you can. This business of if you can, let's pay attention to if you can, because there are instances where you cannot. And you have to take your children to maybe a singer or to your jaja or maybe your mother in the village. But if you can, please raise your children. Don't give them to other people to raise. The problems that they get from there, in most cases, they will never say. But you will have a child growing up broken inside because of the things they've gone through by relatives who are raising them. Nobody can love your child more than you do. So if you can, please raise your child in order to deter things that might happen later. Thank you so much for listening.
And again, the teacher comes back to ask, what is your takeaway?
Not intentionally ignoring the middle children. That's very tempting for most parents. And I think as I talk to parents, they keep complaining, we are not trained, we are not born as parents. Everyone is learning on job. So I think that is a session that we need to plan to skill parents, including ourselves, how best should we parent middle children. And then the other for me is media. There is a lot of conflict with media, and children interact. Guided media support is my takeaway from this. The other that I personally question is taking children to boarding as early as nursery or below 8 or 10 years. Because for the psychology that I know, between 0 to about 7 years or 5, that's a core age for us as parents to groom, to skill, to parent, to implant. So if I gave away my child to boarding system, I've let it to, I trust the school would, but the time is more accorded to learning than actual parenting. So like she said, if you can, please don't take your child at that age to boarding. It's only for situations that are beyond your measure. But as a parent, if you can, please maintain your child and take care and groom your child before we send them to the learning system. Thank you.